You ever notice how kids don't wake up one day and say, yeah, I'm done with sports? It doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly, quietly, and most parents don't realize it until their kid is already checked out. Today, I'm talking about the real reason kids quit sports and what you can do right now at home to make sure your child doesn't lose the love for the game. Here's the hard truth most people don't want to hear. Kids don't quit sports because of the sport. They quit because of the environment surrounding the sport. It's rarely the game. It's almost never the running, the drills, the competition. It's the pressure, the expectations, the comparisons, the fear of disappointing people they love. And parents, I say this with love. Sometimes we create the environment we're trying to protect them from without even realizing it. But here's the good news. Once you understand what's really going on, you can change everything. Most parents think their kids quit because they weren't getting enough playing time. They didn't like the coach. They got bored. They lost interest. But those are symptoms, not causes. What actually pushes kids away is deeper and almost always emotional. Let's break down the 3 real reasons kids stop loving the game. And I promise, once you hear these, you'll recognize them instantly. Reason number 1, the pressure to be perfect. Kids are growing up in a world today where everything is documented, judged, posted, compared. Every mistake feels bigger. Every bad game feels heavier. So imagine an 8-year-old who misses a shot, makes a bad pass, or gets subbed out early. In their mind, it's not just a mistake. It's, what if I'm not good enough? What if I disappoint my coach? What if I let my parents down? What if my teammates think I'm bad? Kids don't quit because they fail. Kids quit because they feel like they're not allowed to fail. When a kid thinks that every game is a test, they start to hate the classroom. And the crazy part, most parents aren't applying that pressure on purpose. We're just excited. We want to see our kids succeed. We want them to be happy. But to a young athlete, even well-meaning comments like, you got to try harder, or you know better than that, sound like expectations they can't meet. The pressure to be perfect doesn't make kids better. It makes them fear the game. Reason number 2, comparison kills joy. Kids compare everything. Who runs faster? Who starts? Who scores more? Who has cooler cleats? Who the coach praises more? Who the parents yell louder for? And when comparison becomes the focus, joy disappears. Here's the part parents often miss. Kids don't need to be the best. They just need to feel like they're getting better. But when a child constantly sees someone ahead of them, they start thinking, what's the point? I'll never catch up. Maybe I'm just not good at this. That's when the idea of quitting sneaks in, slowly, quietly, like a shadow. And just like that, the passion fades. Not because they don't love the sport, but because they don't love who they feel like in the sport. Reason number 3, they never learned how to fail. This one might be the biggest. Kids today aren't taught how to fail. They're taught how to win. They're taught how to succeed. They're taught how to get medals, trophies, highlights, praise. But the second things get hard, the second that they're not the best, the second they get benched or lose a game or make a mistake, they panic because failure feels like an identity. I'm a failure, not I failed. So when losing and setbacks show up, which they always do, the initial instinct is to escape. Not because they're weak, but because nobody taught them how to lose with purpose. Confidence isn't only built by winning. Confidence is built by showing up even after a loss and continuing to show up. But most kids quit before they ever get to experience that comeback. A while ago, my son and I were out training together. Nothing crazy, just a light training session to work on some touches, some ball control, some confidence. But right away, I could tell something was off. Every time he missed a shot, he tensed up. Every time the ball bounced the wrong way, he dropped his head. Every mistake felt heavy for him. About 15-20 minutes in, he walked over to me, trying to stay tough, trying not to let the emotion show. But I could see it all over his face. He said, Dad, I think I'm just not good at soccer anymore. My son, at 7 years old, a little warrior who loves the game, saying that to me. So I knelt down and asked, why would you say that? And he told me something I'll never forget. He said, because every time I mess up, I feel like I'm letting you down. Man, that didn't feel very good. In that moment, I realized He didn't need a new drill. He didn't need more reps. He didn't need another shot. He needed his dad to remind him that mistakes do not take away his value in the game or at home. So over the next few weeks, I shifted the entire focus of our sessions. We celebrated mistakes to a certain degree. We laughed at missed touches. We talked about learning, not losing. We made failure normal, expected, even part of the fun. And little by little, his confidence came back. His energy came back. He stopped seeing mistakes as warnings and started seeing them as chances to grow. But that's when it hit me. Kids don't quit because the game gets hard. They quit because they're afraid of disappointing the people they love most. But when they feel safe, when they feel supported, when failure isn't something to fear, their joy returns, their confidence returns, and they show up in a whole new way. What parents can do. Okay, so how do we fix this? Here are 3 things you can start doing today to protect your child's passion. Number 1, normalize mistakes at home. Say things like, mistakes help you grow. I love watching you try. Effort matters more than the scoreboard. What did you learn today? If home feels safe, the field becomes safer too. Number 2, focus on who they are, not what they did. After games, talk about courage, hustle, attitude, leadership, respect. Your kid is going to go where they feel seen. Number 3, celebrate the comeback, not the outcome. When they mess up, celebrate that they kept going. When they feel discouraged, celebrate the fact that they keep showing up. Teach them this sentence: a setback is a setup for growth. You give a kid that mindset, and they won't quit. They'll evolve. Your child doesn't need the perfect game, the perfect coach, or the perfect season. They just need the right environment where mistakes are okay, where effort is praised, where growth is the goal, where joy comes first, and where home feels like the safest place to land after the hardest days. Because kids aren't quitting sports. They're quitting pressure. They're quitting disappointment. They're quitting expectations. But when you shift the environment, they don't just stay in the game. They fall in love with it again. If you want to learn how to build your child from the inside out, their mindset, their discipline, their attitude, their nutrition, I break everything down in my book, Average Joe to Pro. You can grab your copy at builtdifferentathlete.com. It's written for coaches, parents, and kids. If this message resonated with you, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and help me get this message out to as many sports parents as possible. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.